Movie opens up to a TCRI agent saying Dr. Stockman created an actual mutant by stealing billions worth of research from TCRI. Each of them has an anti-mutant gun. Whatever Stockman has created, they can all make it with a gun. Then Cynthia, who is controlling this mission, declares, "Bring me the mutant and whatever was used to create it." Next, Stockman talking to Superfly about why he created them. He created a lizard, fly, rhinoceros because Stockman believes humans are cruel creatures that only care about beautiful things. That's why dogs and cats are pets and others are slaughtered. Stockman was never accepted, so he's creating his own family to not be alone anymore. He made them with the ooze in hand. Agents pull up to the lab and get beaten one by Superfly. Soldier starts shooting and big explosion happens. Stockman is dead and leader of the mission informs Cynthia that everything has been lost. Cynthia says, "Bring anything you can find. We will replicate his research." At that moment, one of the oozes go to the switch. 15 years later, Ninja Turtles running on top of the buildings. Leo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. They have an important mission to accomplish, and that is buying milk. Ninja Turtles found out their father is going to buy milk, so they stopped him because they knew what that buying milk represents. They were terrified, so they took the mission. Leo reminds everyone, "Don't let humans see you because they are scums of the earth." That's what their dad taught them, but all of them think humans are cool. They successfully steal food without being caught. While they are climbing a building, a news reporter says people in New York live in fear. An industrial grade power converter was stolen, and the only lead to all of this is a name, Superfly. Next, Leo says let's go home or Splinter will notice. The squad is upset for being out only for 1 hour and say Splinter isn't going to find out. They go to an outdoor cinema. They are depressed over people hating them and wish someday that will change. On the way home, a human says, "I'm so happy that I'm free to go outside," and this saddens them more. They try to sneak in home, but Splinter realizes. Leo rats them out and Michelangelo mentions "rat us out," and Splinter, triggered by that, says never use that word again. Splinter says humans are disgusting monsters. It seems like you have forgotten the reason behind it. And for that, he tells them the long version of the story he has already told them 1,000 times. 15 years ago, when he was a normal rat in the hood, even then every animal hated him, from dogs to humans. But humans were the most hateful. He had a good friend that could make the times bearable, a cockroach named Kevin, stomped upon. Times were rough, so he ate his murdered friend. One day he goes to the sewers and finds some turtles in a ooze. They were the first things that never tried to hurt him, so he carried them back to his crib. By doing that, he touched the ooze too, and they were all transformed. The turtles were obsessed with the human world, so Splinter gave it a shot, and it was a disaster. Splinter promised himself to never let them get hurt ever again, so they started watching kung fu movies and trained to it. We thought we needed the human world, but we only needed each other. You boys are all I ever have. Splinter grounds them for 1 month. Next, a bunch of criminals hired by Superfly to rob TCRI's radioactive storage unit. They get surrounded by cops. At that moment, they fly high. Criminals meet Superfly for the first time and they can't believe he's an actual fly. Superfly kills them. Then we are at TCRI and Cynthia says put tracking devices on all shipments because she saw what happened on the news. Next, they're finally ungrounded. They are playing Fruit Ninja in real life with ninja stars. At that moment, the ninja star hits a woman on a bicycle. She's built like a falafel, but somehow Leo finds her attractive. She's mad and calls them out. Then some guy robs her scooter. Leo chases the thief and the squad follows. They end up finding the guy, but he's not alone. There's like 10 people with him. The best time for ninjas to test their fighting skills. The turtles beat them all and the falafel finds them. She thinks they are in a costume fighting crimes until she touches them, which is crazy. When a woman touches the turtles, nobody bats an eye, but if a turtle touches a woman, everyone will go crazy. Anyway, Michelangelo offers April to explain everything over some pizza. The turtles tell their life story on how they became turtle mutants. Her name is April and she wants to get Superfly arrested for her prom to be uncancelled. She wants to be a journalist, so she wrote everything down. Turtles say we don't think it's a good idea for you to publish this story because humans hate us. April agrees. If the turtles didn't save her life, she will think of them as disgusting creatures. She gives her number and tells them whenever you were comfortable with publishing the story, let me know. On the way home, the ninjas have an idea of capturing Superfly and April publishing the story, so they come out as heroes. They call April for their plan and she says, "Sure, I totally stopped thinking about it," while we see her journal. Next, they all go to a dark room where April has her research ready and she got some names for the turtles to look for. The ninjas beat up multiple criminals like it's nothing, and April films all of it happening. They find a lead to where Superfella is going to be tonight. Their father texts them, it's an emergency. April follows them, but the turtles tell her that their father hates people, so you can't come any further. The falafel stays in the sewers. Their dad surprises them with printed humans because he found their human clothes, and it wasn't an emergency. Since they are little brats, they leave the party to meet Superfly and leave their father alone. April is filming and says Donatello played a lot of Forza Horizon, he can drive. The squad wants to arrest Superfly's gang, but when they meet them, they realize Superfly is a mutant too, along with his family. So the turtles won't be alone anymore. The turtles tell Superfly that you are building a weapon. Fly denies and tells them weapon destroy. What I'm building will create. They ask what he is building, and Fly says, if we're gonna chat, let's go somewhere fun. They spend some time with each other, and the turtles don't feel alone anymore. They finally found some friends. They sit around the table and Superfly tells his story. His dad wasn't accepted. That's why he created them, to have a family. But the ops came and took everything Stockman created. Superfly rescued his little brothers and sisters, and since he was the oldest, he had to take care of them. Superfly thought maybe humans are not all bad, so he gave it a shot and went out to buy food. But humans tried to kill them. Ninjas say that's what happens to us. Continues. So I took their life and decided to end all humans and rule the earth. That's why he's creating a weaponized version of the ooze to transform animals to mutants. April hears all of this and says that's really bad for me. Superfly says maybe the humans become eaten, enslaved, or become some type of entertainment. Tonight the weapon will be complete. You better stop him. I'm filming it all and you are in the video. They get in a car with Superfly's family. But Superfella is in another car. They are on the way to use the weapon on the city. While they are singing, the squad uses Donatello's stick to hit the brakes so they can run away with the weapon. But Fella catches up to them, beats them up and gets away with the weapon. The turtles get arrested by TCRI ops. Leo calls for April's help, but the falafel runs away. They get knocked out and wake up to Cynthia's lab. Cynthia tells them how she is going to use their blood for the army. Next, the machine is getting complete by Superfly's family and they are a bit upset over breaking up with the turtles. This is a happy day. Humans gonna get deleted. Next, Splinter is alone in his party and April finds him and lets him know his sons are in trouble. Then the turtles are getting milk and tell their regrets in life. They can't believe April betrayed them. Splinter comes to rescue, but guards find out and say hook the Ratatouille to a machine and get his blood, beats them up. He doesn't like being called Ratatouille and saves the kids. The squad finds out that April got their dad, so they don't see her as a falafel anymore. April picks up one of TCRI's guns. She thinks that might be useful. Next, Leo apologizes to April for not being able to get prom uncancelled. April says it's okay. Seeing you guys make so many mistakes made me realize I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Then only the turtles go after Superfly. Next, the squad tries to talk Superfly's family out of it. Do you really wanna kill all humans? That's the only way we will get accepted. And the turtles say we accept you. Superfly's family think to themselves that they really don't wanna kill everyone. Superfly on the other hand starts the machine and they try to stop him but end up crashing the machine with the ooze onto Superfly in the water. Superfly combined with whale and bunch of other animals becomes a Godzilla sized monster. He is so big that April finds out from her home and calls the squad to see if the gun is helpful. They all team up and shoot Superfly but only one single animal gets transformed. Fly chases them and beats them up. At their lowest point they see the news and on it the turtles are announced as a threat. The turtles are giving up one by one, but Leo pulls them all together and says, April taught me something, that we shouldn't be heroes only to be accepted. We should do it only for the sake of saving lives, even if we get villainized. Then they found a way to demunitize Superfly by putting these guns bullets into Superfly's hole. Next, April goes to the news channel and tells the full story on how the turtles and the lizards and rats are trying to help the city and Superfly is trying to destroy it. Since the people are stupid, they believe everything they see on the news and help the turtles out. They destroy Superfly's hole with the help of people and reach their dreams. Cynthia finds out the location of the turtles and then tells her agent to bring in the shredder. What a movie. It was